Welcome back to another episode of Craven Some Raven.
I know it's been a while. It's been probably over a week at this point. But, I had some family in town, so I had to go visit with them and do all sorts of family stuff. And they currently live in Maryland. I'm the one who left, but I wanted to, record an episode with either my dad or stepbrother, but, just super busy. No one was up for it. My dad didn't want to do it. He said, "What do I even talk about?" It's like, literally anything. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just talking about the Ravens. At least attempting to, Because I got a fever, and the only damn prescription is more Baltimore Ravens football. And god damn it, we are one motherfucking step closer. I'll tell you what. Because minicamp started today, or this morning. It started today. Today's Tuesday. June, I don't even give a fuck. It's June already. Seriously, June? God damn, it's almost mid-June now that I think about it. Holy hell. If I sound out of breath, it's because I just biked home. I biked to the rock climbing gym, did some rock climbing. Then I biked to this place we here in Albuquerque called Green Jeans. It's similar to, if you've ever watched South Park, Sodo Sopa next to Kenny's house, where they kind of gentrify the poor area. What they did was they put up a bunch of shipping container boxes and then put it in a bunch of food and then a brewery. So, had some food and a beer. Then I biked home. And now I'm just kind of tired. But now while I got the endorphins flowing, I wanted to record an episode. I'm sure I could have recorded yesterday or really a bunch of other days. But, too busy, not feeling it. And at least today we got OTAs that finally started, got some interviews going. I missed a ton of small news stuff, so maybe I'll go over that. There's really no plan for this episode other than, oh shit, I haven't recorded an episode in a while. Better get one out. So that's what I'm doing here. Whew. God damn, getting all sweaty in my apartment. I had to turn off the AC unit because it makes too much noise when AC unit, it sounded weird, like I said it weird. But yeah, I gotta turn that shit off because it's too loud. It might not even be, but it bugs me. I feel like you guys could hear it. Oh, I'm thirsty. And yes, I go to a rock climbing gym. I have long hair. I'm one of those fucking people, okay? Get over it. Alright. I'll just leave this open so I don't have to fucking pop that bad boy. Open again. So with the start of minicamp, finally got everybody in. At least all the people who aren't injured are back. If the player is injured, they're not practicing, i.e. Hollywood Brown. Apparently Cyrus Jones is dealing with something. And John Harbaugh said that he can't go into it, but he had some sort of episode. What, did he have some kind of psychotic break? Has he been in some kind of mental institution? I mean, he is from Baltimore. We know how we get. Just drink some water. Water. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. After I moved out of there, yeah, you kind of forget that Baltimore has an accent. You don't, especially because you're living there. Like my whole life, I was living there, at least outside of Baltimore. But I mean, you don't really think or hear the accent. And then once you go away for a while, then you go back, you're like, holy shit, there's such an accent here. And it's hard to pinpoint what exactly it is. It's one of those very specific accents that it's hard to impersonate. People can do a Boston accent, an English accent, a redneck accent. You can do those. I tell you what intonation? I don't know. Boston. Either way, it's hard to do the Baltimore accent. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know what I was going with this, but yeah. Alright, so started minicamp. We got a few updates. I think the biggest one, and what I'm going to go into the most, is this whole thing with Michael Pierce. Big boys gotta eat, okay? Haters gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't, okay? I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise. Does anybody else here follow him on Instagram? Did you ever see one video of him working out? Maybe we saw like one or two. But the rest of the time, it was just him taking pictures of his meals. And only the healthy ones. Okay? Now, I bet there's a bunch of unhealthy meals in there. But so, a guy who, all off season, it's his contract year, mind you, all the hype he's putting out on his social media, on his Instagram page, is check out this meal. Look at his food. No, workout, that's for pussies. No. We eating good up in here. It's like, yeah, that's great and all. You need to eat because you're a big motherfucker. If he didn't eat so much, he'd be skinny as hell. You know how much muscle a dude has? It would burn all of his fat in like 2 months. You know, if he just continued to work out but had a good healthy diet, he'd probably get down to 220 in like 3-4 months. I would not be surprised if he did the same thing, like that crazy transformation as like a Joe Thomas did after he left Cleveland, where all of a sudden he's on TV and it's like, that guy was a lineman? Dude looks like a fucking, I don't know, like a normal person, but like tall and fit. Makes me thirsty for some water. So, Michael Pierce out here snacking down. It's like what you should be snacking on is a playbook, or maybe some squats, maybe snack down on some quarterbacks. You know, this is what you're here. I mean, he was an undrafted free agent, so it's not like, all right, we shouldn't expect anything from him. But since 2016, when he got a shot with the Ravens on the team, he's been an integral, as they say, part of this franchise. He's been a force to reckon with on the inside, especially since we already have Brandon Williams, a guy who needs double teams, and then you bring Michael Pearson, another guy who needs double teams. It was just kind of this bang, what, you ain't ready kind of thing. But a big reason as to why we had one of the best defenses in the entire league. Now, he's going into a contract year. So, what are you doing, bro? Normally in a contract year, that's when players get like the most hyped. They always ball out and end up pricing themselves out of staying with the Ravens, right? You know, maybe this is some sort of Steve Bisciotti conspiracy. Say, hey, Michael Pierce, you know, if you want to stay with us. But see, that wouldn't even make sense. Like, if you want to stay with us, then you come in overweight so that way you won't get offered as much money on the open market. That literally makes no sense. Like, what? Say what? Huh? Yeah, so it's very shocking, you know. And it could be like he just looked fat. Maybe he put on more muscle. Maybe he is more fat. Maybe he's just overall a bigger guy. But then John Harbaugh was like, nah, motherfucker, you look too big. Not up in here. I'm sure he could have practiced. I'm sure he would have been fine. But according to Harbaugh, it was for his own safety. Help me, help you, you know. It's my mind's trapped in a bottle. Why would you do this, bro? Like, you have everything going for you. You are a very important piece to this team. And after this season, when he would have priced himself out, it would have been like, oh, fuck, now what are we going to do? I think that's most of the reason why they got Dalen Mack and they signed Gerald Willis. I mean, they didn't sign Gerald Willis because of that. It's like Gerald Willis chose to sign with us. But you know, that might be why, because he saw like, hey, maybe Michael Pierce is probably going to be out of here. He's going to price himself out. But, you know, with antics like this, Mr. Michael Piercey, can't be doing that no more. You going to stay here. We going to pay you nothing, which is cool because he's a great fucking player. I'd love if we could just pay him nothing. I mean, everybody should get theirs. You need to go get yours. But at the same time, for like the Ravens' sake, I'd like to see him on a cheaper deal. But that you knew, everyone knows that's not going to be able to happen. They already signed Brandon Williams, and they literally just brought in a rookie, and then this rookie free agent and Gerald Willis, like I was just talking about. So the writing is on the fucking wall that we knew that we can get one more good year out of Michael Pierce, and we can get the best out of him, and hopefully have a good year, go to a Super Bowl, win it all, and then ride off into the sunset. But it's looking more and more like that might not happen. Like, he probably still will price himself out because someone's going to be willing to pay him. So many teams, the Ravens are outbiddable. That's what it is. Like, the Ravens have always been outbiddable. So there's teams always have more money, which is cool and all, but there's a reason they have more money. It's because they're not putting it towards their team because they're fucking dumb. You know, what good team has like $30 million in the bank during the season? Okay? Yeah, who? Huh? Who? You know, maybe the Colts. That's literally the only one. But this is like the first year, this past year is like the first year they've been good in a while. I mean, they've been mediocre. They weren't terrible. They weren't bottom of the league, but, you know, they were a middle to lower pack. And finally, this past year, they got into the playoffs, and it's the first year in a while, and they kind of looked like they were getting ready to have a good little 3-year run here. But they still continue to have, like, a lot of money. And it's like the first time I've ever seen that, a team having success that also has a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying I have been looking at this throughout the dawn of time. I've been checking these stats and looking at the money since the start of the NFL. I haven't. You know, I don't know. You know, maybe there's tons of examples and I'm just speaking out of my ass. But that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking out of my ass and just going off of general nonsense knowledge that I think is semi to non-useful. So I figured, you know, record it and put it out on the internet. Duh. I'm craving some Raven. And there's no one else here to talk to about it. Okay? So I need to talk to myself about it, so at least I feel like I'm talking to someone. I'm not crazy, I swear. But something about the salary cap is, I don't even know how, none of this podcast relates to anything. I'm just speaking, okay? It's the off season, people, and if you're listening to this, I either know you in person or you're just like me and you're craving some goddamn Raven. I got a fever and the only prescription is more Ravens. So the salary cap, I think players need to stop asking for dollar amounts. Their contracts, they should stop with the dollar amount. I mean, it's better for the team if they ask for a dollar amount because that value goes down. I mean, the number might be the same, but the value goes down because the cap goes up. Like, I don't know how much it goes up, but it goes up every fucking year. And if a player was smart, they'd try to word the contract to say, okay, if I was a quarterback, I'd ask for 10% of the salary cap, no matter what it is. I don't even know what the salary cap is in total. I should probably look that up to find out what 10% would be so I can kind of compare it. You know, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to have to pause this bad boy. Damn, I don't want to pause it because I've been going strong, been going good for about 14 minutes here. Actually, I'm just going to pull up my laptop and try to do this live in your face. We don't pause here on Craving Some Raven, as in we, I mean me. Because, you know, that's lame, okay? Pausing's for pussies. Or someone who's not as excited about the Ravens, okay? Boom, burned. All other people who talk about the Ravens and pause. Okay, alright, that's loud. You're loud, computer. Let's just get on the old there Google machine, huh? So, you come here often? Yes, Google, I do come here often. I don't know anything. I have to ask you. So, Google, let me ask you something. How big is the universe? Wow, it's the first thing that comes up. The sun, the iPhone XR, the moon, the Milky Way. Okay, so I typed in how big is the, because I was going to talk about the NFL salary. And so, spot the outlier here. Okay, spot the outlier in the universe, the sun, the iPhone XR, the moon, and the Milky Way. People want to know how big space is, and also the new iPhone. That really, Google, you're telling me a lot about our society. People want to know about the universe, as do I, as do we all. There's so many questions. It's so big, yet we're so tiny, but yet we're so important. But what's good with that iPhone? How big is that? Okay? How big is the NFL? Is salary with an S? I don't even know how to fucking spell this. I dropped out of college. Salary? I think I spelled that right. Salary cap. Oh, 1 L. I put 2 L's. Cap 2019. Oh, wow. Once again, the NFL salary cap is going up. Officially, the salary cap for 2019 will be $188.2 million. So really, 10% of that would be $18 million a year. So actually, if I was a quarterback, I'd ask for 15. Let's see, what's the calculations on that? I got a calculator on here. Where you at, bitch? Where you fucking at, numbers computer? Numbers machine, applications, calculator. So you got 188.2 times 0.15. Okay, so about 15% of this year's current salary cap will be $28.23 million. So $28,230,000 a year. Now, I know quarterbacks are already making upwards of 30, but is that guaranteed? Is that with incentives? How is it actually broken down? Because they like to do a lot of weird fucking shit with their language in the contracts to really mess with what that final number would be. So I think a quarterback getting 15% of the salary makes a lot of sense. I think that's commensurate with what they're worth, like 15% of the team. Now, like numbers-wise, they're not 15% of the team if you're talking like there's one guy at the position. But that position is so important, touching the ball every fucking play and distributing the ball where it needs to be, and being a very integral part as to how successful the team is. The quarterback is one of the most important spots, one of the most important positions in all of professional sports. So I think, an above average to great quarterback, anybody who's better than, I'm going to say, who's middle of the pack? That's it. Because Kirk Cousins got paid. And yeah, he's a meh. I know there is the Dalton scale, the Andy Dalton scale. If your quarterback's better than Andy Dalton, he's getting the bag. If he's not, keep fishing. Okay, go fish. You got any threes? Yeah. You got any fours? No. Alright, go fish. So, honestly don't even know how to play that game anymore. I haven't played that game since I was like 5, 6? Yeah. Almost 20 years ago. Now that I think about it. Holy shit. I mean, I know I'm not old, but when you realize how much time just goes by and it's no fucking stopping it, okay? I think that's what people were thinking about when they asked how big is the universe, galaxy, star, the moon, the iPhone XR. It's the big questions. How big is that iPhone, These are the questions we need to be asking our children to ask. The future of society depends on it, okay? Anyways. 28. Yeah. Players need to ask for percentages. Okay, so like a good cornerback, let's see, what? 188.2. Now let's do like 8% times 0.08. 15 mil a year. That's pretty high. Let's see. So like a good cornerback, maybe 5% of the salary cap. Like maybe they only deserve 5%. So 5% at 9 mil a year. So that, what are we paying Tavon? Like 12? So I mean, you know, they're in the 5 to 8%, the 5 to 8% of your salary cap kind of position there. So if you got elite players anywhere along your team, so you got to dictate like 20%, maybe like, is 50% of it just like all your rookie deals? I wonder how much. I should really break this down math-wise before I even start speaking out of my ass. But you know what? That's what I do best. That's just get right into it. Go in with no knowledge. I ain't looking that up. Like when someone just says a fact, it's like, yeah, that sounds about right. I ain't looking that up. Did you guys know that 70% of facts are made up on the spot? Did you guys know that? Yeah, true fact. So, if we go to I'mRight.com, it says I'm right, so. Yeah, why do players ask for numbers? Are they not allowed to ask for percentages? Is that like a thing that they're not allowed to do? Like, is that against the new rules? I mean, because we do have a new CBA type thing coming out, so there could be another holdout. And I already can't handle not having football. So if there's a lockout, another one of those strikes, whatever the fuck it was, where the players weren't playing and the whole off season was trashed and it was done. I can't deal with that, man. I ain't strong enough, man. I'm gonna do it, man. Just give me stuff, man. I'm craving some Raven. Just give me stuff, okay? Give me the football, man. Come on, man. Just one hit. It ain't that bad. I'm fine. I can stop tomorrow. I can stop. Just one hit, man. Just one sack. Just give me. Just behind the line of scrimmage, man. It doesn't even have to be behind the line of scrimmage, man. It's 5 yards downfield. It's not a first down. Come on, man. Just one hit. That's so dumb. It's not that bad. I do crave some Raven. Crave some rave, bro, but nah, it ain't crackhead level. I mean, it might be in my head, but it doesn't get out of there. Anyways, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Percentages of salary caps and taking hits and football. So, back to what I was originally talking about. Michael Pierce is fat. Speaking of fatties, I'm thirsty. Not for fatties, just water. I'm thirsty for water. Shut up. So Michael Pierce, he's a big player. He's big boned, as the kids would say. Oh shit. Not to get too distracted, but I think there's a fire on the mountain. No joke. Holy hell. If you Google fire on the mountain in Albuquerque, I wonder if something comes up. Either way, that's not what this is about. Because, I got a pretty good view of the mountain from my apartment. Not a pretty good view, but I mean, I can see it. I mean, it's hard to fucking miss because it's a fucking mountain. Like, when I say fucking mountain, it's a fucking mountain. Alright? Like, fucking huge-ass mountain. Looks like there's a fire up there. At least there's smoke. And where there's smoke, there's a stoner. So, yeah, crazy. And that's like fire smoke. That's not like bong smoke. That's not like car smoke. That's straight fire smoke. Dude. So, Michael Pierce is fat. He's a big bone player. That's the way he's always been, and kind of what made him special. He's one of those, the dancing bear, where how bears are just super athletic. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, no fucking problem, but yet they're fat as hell. That's what Michael Pierce is. He's a bear. And not in the gay kind of way, but in like the, I'm going to tear your face off. When it's the off season, I'm going to hibernate. So he's going to be big. We never heard anything about this in any other season. So it's kind of strange that it kind of happens now, especially in his contract year when he's going to be asking for money. Going to be asking for a lot of money here. And, if he's one of our premium guys, and according to PFF, he's our best guy, like he's graded the highest amongst all of the Ravens players. So you're telling me he's going to... All right, so... what he'll ask, he could probably get like 9% of the salary. So 188.2 times 0.09. I think he can get $16 million a year. Oh, dude, for sure. And because he's a force to be reckoned with. He's better than Brandon Williams in my eyes. Because Brandon Williams, as he can take on the double team, he still gets pushed around by the double team. Michael Pierce, no. He does not get pushed around by the double team. Anytime you watch a game, so another reason I was busy is I was actually rewatching all of the games when Lamar Jackson took over. They were just up on YouTube, so I started watching them, and it's like the full game, like all in between play. It's not like one of those shortened just the plays. It's kind of the whole flow of the game, because it's not just what happened on this play. And that's all it means. Like, it's not like each play. It's like when you watch a highlight, that play is just in a box. You don't know what was going on. You don't know how the game was going. You got no context. And so that's why I really like watching the full game. And it's like 2 hours. But I mean, they do a whole pregame thing, so you can kind of skip over that. You can skip over a little bit of halftime. And there's like one half commercial before it goes back, so you don't really have a chance to skip that because it's less than 10 seconds. But either way, you watch the whole game. It's like this whole 2 hour thing, and you start picking up on stuff. Like, I don't know if it's the play calling, whether it was Marty Morningwig or Lamar Jackson will get flustered. He got the same kind of flustered that literally any quarterback gets. If there's someone in his face, if the line's breaking down, you get flustered and you start running around doing stuff you shouldn't. Now, when that happens to Lamar, he usually ends up fumbling because he's always been an athlete. He's always been quicker than everybody in every aspect of the game since he's been a child. So he's running around, got that ball out because it helps him keep his balance and, keeps him going. But now you're dealing with guys who are not as fast as you, not as fast as Lamar, but pretty fucking fast. Like Michael Pierce, like pretty fast for his size. Like they're all quick. You're not in the NFL and slow. That's a rare breed of person who can be slow and in the NFL. Water break. Oh no, it's the end of my water. I'm gonna die. I'm in the Sahara. I'm in a desert. Oh, help me. I can see water. It's a mirage. No, we're good. So, I literally forgot what I was talking about. Jesus fucking A. Yeah, I literally forgot what I was just talking about. God damn it. This is why you do pause, actually. You gotta learn. This is why people pause, because they end up sounding like a fucking idiot when they forget what they're talking about. It's like, I was just talking about it. And don't pretend that this don't happen to you. Okay? I'm not alone here. This happens to every fucking person. Maybe not everybody in this world, but at least if you're listening to this, it happens to you. You're no fucking genius. Maybe you are. I don't know you. You don't know me. Alright, fine. We're done. Alright. It's cool. We cool, man? We cool? Huh? We cool? Yeah, I still can't remember what I know I was talking about Michael Pierce, but I was making a point about something. You fucking fuck. Let's see, because he's trying to make money, but he's fat. He can't be slow. there's no slow players in the NFL. Well, either way, it's just super shocking. This is his contract year. You're trying to make the big bucks, bro. This is when everybody does it for the Ravens. This is when every single goddamn defender just decides to put up gaudy numbers and really go off. It's happened to so many guys. To Darius Smith, it just happened to. C.J. Mosley, well, he was just always good, but he got the fucking bag. And I mean the bag. He got the bag. Let's see, who else? Not Brandon Urban, but not just people in this arena, like Paul Kruger, Pernell McPhee, who is now back, Denell Ellerbe. Literally anybody who's left in free agency on our team, like most of the defenders in free agency, they get paid way too much elsewhere. And it's shocking. I don't know how many other teams have all of their free agents taken by other teams. That should tell you something about the quality of the players that we got, okay? We got some good players. Players. So, like, he's seen this before. Michael Pierce has seen this happen to his teammates, okay? He's seen what happens when you put up good numbers in your final season, in your contract year. Like when you're about to get the bag. He's seen what happens. Now he decides, no, I'm just going to put on a little weight. Maybe it was all good intentions. Maybe he's really not as in bad a shape as we think. Maybe that's just John Harbaugh being over dramatic because he's a hardball. Hardballs are fucking crazy. I've never met him in person. But looking at Jim and John as from like the outside, they look fucking crazy. I couldn't handle that Thanksgiving, that's for damn sure. Especially that Thanksgiving they played, oh hell no. But he still, like, John Harbaugh went to the extent of kicking him out of practice. And especially for one of your star players, for according to PFF, your best player, you're gonna kick him off the practice field. Finally, especially open to the media too. They do stuff with intentions of like, oh shit, well the media's here, we can't do this, we can't do that. We gotta watch our shit. They gotta keep things under wraps somewhat, because they don't ever go full bore when the media's there. But John Harbaugh was like, nah, bitch, go fuck yourself. You fat as hell. John Harbaugh probably got thug on his ass. Man, you fat as hell. Like, whoa, man. You're going to kick me off the fucking practice field? Why are you going to kick him off the practice field? Tell him to do some goddamn laps. Wouldn't that be the best coaching decision? Because not only does it embarrass him, but it also gets him in shape. Like, isn't that what you're trying to do? I don't know how, like, you kick him off the practice field. He's not in shape enough. So how quick do you expect him back? You can't just all of a sudden be in shape tomorrow. He is an NFL player, but he's not going to be ready for like a couple weeks, not till after minicamp. I don't know when training camp starts, but he won't be ready till training camp. And why? But the thing is, why did Michael Pierce think it was acceptable? Did he not know that he wasn't in shape? Maybe, play innocent, to play dumb, but you know your body, you know yourself. John Harbaugh doesn't see him like, is he a little overweight? And it's like, no big deal if you look a little bit bigger. But it's like, wow, you shouldn't be practicing because I don't want you to hurt yourself. So it's that noticeable, bruh? That ain't fucking cool, man. Especially in a contract year. Like, aren't you trying to get that bag? Maybe he likes the Ravens that much and he's trying to sabotage his own damn self. That's cool. Whatever. You want to do that, then go ahead and fucking do it. But I just want to see the best player on the field. I just want to see the best goddamn results. Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this team. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Ravens fan, okay? Hey, just letting you know, if you didn't already tell, I'm a Ravens fan, so, yeah. Listen, I want the best product out on the field, right? This is why we all love it. This is why, Eric DeCosta starting was such a big deal. This is why, a GM is so important. This is why we love this goddamn sport. And who you fill your roster up with is super important to the fans, because that's who they're going to be rooting for. That's who their kids are going to be idolizing. That's who, around the water cooler, the people are going to be talking about, at least in the city. Not so much here, because it's Albuquerque, and I don't even know what the fuck they talk about the water cooler. Because when I stand around the water cooler, the conversation go fucking anywhere. I don't know if you can tell this about me. I'm fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm pretty normal, pretty chill, but not when it comes to football. A little neurotic, a little crazy. Like I was saying, I was watching those games earlier. The games already happened. I know the fucking outcome. And I was still just like, yeah, come on. Like, yeah. Hitting the couch like, yeah, let's go. Or what the fuck, man? Like, cause there's a lot of shit that I saw. It's like, man. Like I was saying earlier before I got sidetracked, I think it's what I was talking about before I forgot. There's no, I don't even know what I'm going to fucking title this episode. I might just put a date down and say, here, go fucking listen, you bitch. You're not a bitch, okay? You're a nice, kind individual. Please subscribe and enjoy more Ravens content. I love you. I love Lamp. So watching the games, man, you start to see common thread. It's like whenever they would go away from their running mentality, they would start to lose. It's that simple. I mean, because the running game, it didn't always work. I mean, that's fine. If you get a 3 and out in the running game, it's whatever. But it's when they got scared to run, where it's like they'd run it twice and it's like, oh, it ain't going nowhere. Now we're scared to run. That's when shit got into trouble. I mean, and Lamar, because he's not the most accurate thrower. He throws some dimes, but he also throws some fucking duds. It's just the way, it's what you get. If someone's going to be that good at running, you got to take something from something else. I don't know. It's like that, you're like a creative player. You ever seen they got that like hexagon of like skill tree kind of stuff, and you got to like try to, what do you want? You want to be this guy? You want to be this guy? He's all run level 100, run level 100. And pass grade, it's got to come down a little bit. It's just got to come down. It's just it's the math. It's the thing. It's the old, it's what's going on with it. You got to do that. So his running ability far and away exceeds his deficiency in the passing game. And especially after seeing Bisciotti, like, oh no, he ain't running 20 times a game. It's like, I mean, I understand why you're saying that. He's got to last long. You want him to be there for the long haul. But fucking A, bro. We want to win. Might need him to run 20 times, Like, how many third downs are we going to hit? How many times is he going to go back to pass and our offensive line isn't as good as we think it is? I don't know why. Like, our offensive line is good. Like, how many times I saw that offensive line break down and look like shit, look like a pile of fucking dicks when I was watching this game, when I was watching these games. They look like a pile of fucking dicks. All flabby and just like different color, like I don't know, just gross, okay? Without any milk. So, gross. Either way, it looked like a fucking pile of dicks, and they're letting people run by like nobody's issue. And luckily, Lamar was so fucking good at running around and then even trying to get a playoff. But there was, man, if you're talking percentage-wise, like 10% of the times he threw was like clean. Like, man, look at that. That's how you fucking throw. And those are the times when he doesn't have people running around him like a fucking maniac. And I get it, the offensive line, they got a lot to deal with. There's a lot of good defensive linemen in this league. But I just don't want to hear people say, dude, our offensive line is elite. Our offensive line is great. All I know is when I was watching these fucking games, you know, we saw them live when it happened. But have you seen them recently? Have you gone back and looked? You should, because they're on YouTube. Most of the games that Lamar started. I don't think the Raiders one was on there, and I don't think the Browns one was on there. But, like all the rest of them, you know, he'll throw a good pass. You're like, wow, that was a great pass, great looking play. What do you know? There was no one in his face. There was no one coming after him. He wasn't under pressure. But the times he was under pressure, that's when shit got out of hand. You know, that's some of his crazy highlight plays, because that's what happens when play breaks down. You get these crazy highlights. But he did, all in all, he did a pretty good fucking job. But our offensive line is not as good as we think it is. I mean, maybe you're already with me and I'm just saying stuff and everyone already knew this, but yeah. Our offensive line is not that great. And
God damn it.
okay, so I like dropped my phone and it like unplugged. God, I gotta get some actual recording software and not just use voice memos on my phone, because they are not the best. It's glitchy. It sucks. You know, how big is the new iPhone XR? Fuck you. God damn it. All right, this shit is just fucking with me now. Because I'm like trying to go over it, re-record over stuff, but this shit just does not want to work. And like I had to go over, and because when I started, I like restarted and it wouldn't play for the longest time. I was like, okay, well there's like 40 minutes content here, and it wouldn't fucking replay. And it finally started playing, but then it started replacing it. So I kind of fucked with it. I don't even know, because I was literally just going out with the voice things. I might have said something twice in a row, so it might sound weird. But god damn it, dude. Fuck you, iPhone. It's been like 10 minutes since I was actually recording this, so I have no idea where the fuck I was. I could go back and listen, but it takes forever, and I don't know if I'll be able to get back in here and continue recording over stuff. So I need to get some good software. None of this is your guys' problem, but I'm just venting because fuck you, voice memos. Fuck you. No one likes you. I bet you couldn't get a date to prom. Bet you couldn't get a date to homecoming. And that's, you go with friends. You got no friends. Boom, burned. You just got burned, son. Sick burn. Screw you, voice memos. Either way, you know, I think that's just going to do it, man. There's 42 minutes of content. I got to get better at getting this shit out on a certain schedule. And if you listen to the whole thing, please let me know. Comment down below. Just say, hey, listen to the whole thing. Fuck voice memos, you know, at least so that I know you are actually telling the truth. Because, you know, not a lot of views, but a lot of views to me. You know, like to me, 80 views is a lot. So when I see 80 views, I don't know if that's like for 2 seconds, you're like, oh, fuck this video. And it picked up your view, or you listen to the whole thing because you are interested in the content. You know, I really just don't know. Did you come from Ravens Reddit? Are you a subscriber? Please just let me know in the comments if you're on YouTube, or I'm also it's a podcast, so I'm on the iTunes podcast app. I am on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. I feel like there's another one, but I can't think of it right now. So I'm available, baby. Okay, pick up the phone and call me. Some on other stuff, but I get a lot of listens through iTunes, a lot of downloads through iTunes. So if you're on iTunes, please help a brother out, man. Give me 5 stars. Leave a rating. I don't care even what you say in the rating. You could say dick. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what you say. Just leave like a 5-star rating. Or if you don't think it's worth the 5 stars, then leave however many stars you think. You know, there are no rules. I'm asking for a favor. You don't have to oblige, but I hope you do. You know, I hope you do. All right, so that's just gonna be it for this episode. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to get some more episodes, like doing it consistently. So I think I'm gonna shoot for like Tuesday and Thursday days that start with T. Makes it easy. I work on Thursday, so it won't come out till Friday. But I mean, I don't work Tuesday, I don't work Monday, and I don't work Sunday. But I imagine once the season starts, I'll probably record on Sunday, then Tuesday, then Thursday. Don't hold me to it, but that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to leave you with that. Have a good rest of your day, and go Ravens!